My name is Adela, and I am co-founder of Boss Women, and I'm here again with our lovely Danielle. So Danielle is she runs a company business which is Learn Digital with Danielle, and she is a social media marketer. So lovely, lovely to have you here, Danielle. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you
Um,
so much for inviting me.
so here, that's why it's lovely to have you. So we're gonna just kind of kick off and just tell me a little bit about you. Kind of introduce yourself so that everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, that's a great first question, isn't it? So I'm Danielle Fletcher, and I'm founder of Learn Digital with Danielle. I'm from Leicester, so I'm born and bred in Leicester, but I've done loads of traveling like before my kids. What do I like? I like beaches, sunsets, early mornings. I love a coffee. I love a nice glass of wine. Doesn't matter if it's red, rose, or white. I'm really big into like self-development and really always wanting to learn and grow all of the time. It's a bit of an obsession, really. So I'm always looking at ways to improve myself all the time. And my business. So I initially started off wanting to be a social media manager, and then it transitions that I loved the training side. So I mentor and train and educate female freelancers and coaches and small business owners. I primarily only like to work with business like women that are born in like Gen X, Gen Y, so people who didn't grow up with social media, because I know they're the ones that really need it the most. Because besides running their business, they also have to learn the social media marketing part. So that's the women I love to work with. And part of my like brand values are like I love to like ignite ambition and action with my clients, and I like to like give loads of energy as well.
Excellent. That's really good to know, Danielle. Thank you so much for that. I mean, I have to say, 100% hand on heart. I have used Danielle myself, and she's absolutely amazing. I
Thank
am part
you.
of that generation.
So
Just about.
am I. So am I. I'm part, so
Just
I understand.
just about, I have to say. I've just turned 40 about a month ago, so I'm just part of that generation, I have to say. So yeah. um but yeah, Danielle's absolutely great in what she does, and it just gives you a lot more confidence as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely. That's what it's about, because we do lack confidence when we're trying to learn all the features and trying to get our brand out there. We don't know what to do. Like, where do we show up? Where do we find our clients? It's so overwhelming, and I
Yeah.
completely get that. So if I can like release the overwhelm, then like my job is done. But it's such a pleasure. Like, you were such a pleasure to work with, and I can honestly cannot
Oh,
like rave about you enough, because I just absolutely loved it, and it gives me like so much joy and happiness when I work with such like amazing women like yourself. It really, really does, and that's what makes my job so much easier.
yeah. I mean, this is part of what Boss Women is about, helping one another in that network as well, especially like in a women network, when you feel like, and I've said it in quite a lot of the other interviews as well, which is that imposter syndrome, and we all
Yeah,
get it as well. And it's nice to have somebody to bounce ideas off, and
it
these kind of
is.
things. So
Because
yeah.
you can feel lonely, can't you? Like when you're
Yeah.
doing it on your own, and sometimes you might have an idea or you're not sure which direction, and you only have your own thoughts to go with. And we know what our brains are like. We're constantly conflicting information with ourselves. So it's so nice to have other women around. It doesn't matter what industry they're in, we're all sort of feeling these same things, and we can all bounce ideas off. And that imposter syndrome, yeah, I've had that before, not for very long, but I completely get what that feels like. And
Yeah.
I think that's when you feel like maybe you're not, maybe you feel like so everyone's doing so much better than you, and I think that's a lack of confidence. So it's
Yeah.
just raising that confidence in yourself, that's all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is it, and yeah, and especially with the social media side of things, that's why I came to you, Danielle. I was like, help me, help
Okay.
me, and it was a good help as well. And I must say, you give a lot. You give a lot more than you advertise and market, and you give value. which is really good. Yeah,
that's one of my values though, is to overvalue and give so much.
yeah,
And it's not to overwhelm you, it's that, you know, you're paying and I want you to get as much out of it as possible. And I know it might be too much information, but that's so you can go back and look at the Zoom calls, look at the PDFs I've given you, or come back to me, what do you mean by this? I don't like to just limit the content, because that's just not what I want, how I want to be. I want to just give you so much value. So yeah, that value is working then.
definitely is. I've got to say, you're 1 in a million on that side of things. Definitely, you know.
Thank you.
So tell me then about your business. Like, what made you actually start your business then? What did you think and you thought, right, let me do this?
You know, when I first started, I didn't actually say to myself, I'm going to start a business. So I was really sick of the rat race. Like, my kids were really young. They were like two of them under the age of 3. And I was rushing around in the mornings, dropping one off at nursery, dropping one off at preschool, rushing to work, being late for work, doing my work, leaving, rush. And one day I just thought, this cannot be my life. This is not my life. Is it? I'm not sure. So, and then I just had to look, I've got to get out of here. I've got to just find, there's got to be a better way. And I was getting really, you know, unhappy at work. It was nothing to do with the job. I just wasn't getting fulfilled enough. And, you know, when you know your role inside out and there was no progression, and I just thought, I need to make a change. And I went on a 2-week holiday to Devon.
Yeah.
I came back, I sat in my admin meeting. I literally sat there, and in my head, I just said to myself, I can't do this no more. I handed my notice in that week and I was gone in 3 weeks. It was that quick. And then I jumped on a strategic social media marketing course 2 weeks later. Like, obviously the seed must have been planted months before. And I was thinking about what to do, because I did initially want to sell clothes online. And I thought, women's clothes, I can do women's fashion, of course. So I bought a load of clothes. And I opened a Facebook business page. I thought, of course, these are going to sell. Put it on, and then nothing. And that's when I realized I knew nothing about social media marketing. So then that's how it veered into that step. So I think it's always about testing and trying and going down different paths, isn't it? Till you find something what you love.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I mean, you can try and test, you know, a few different things, but unless you're, and what I found is that unless you're passionate about it, it's just not going to happen, because you can make all the money in the world that you want, you know, but you're going to burn out sooner or later because you're not enjoying what you're doing. You know?
100%, you've got to love what you do, or else you're going to wake up every morning and you're not going to get that zing of wanting to help people. And I think when you first start a business, your initial thought is, I just want to make money. And I think what I had to do was really not focus on the money and really focus on the helping of the people and crafting my skill well and really building my brand. And that's what I had to focus on. And I see it time and time again when you see businesses, they just think about the money, which I know we all in business to make money. But I think if you can focus on the other areas, then it just becomes something different. And your focus and when you help someone, that you just get a different feeling, and the money's the bonus on top, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, because it's that sense of satisfaction, sense of helping somebody to kind of progress and come out of what you were in before.
Exactly.
That kind of state. So that's an excellent reason to start your business, Danielle. I have to say, excellent reason.
But then it didn't click into me, like, oh, so you're starting a business now. Like, when I look back, I think you didn't even think about, you know, what it takes to run a business. You just knew you wanted to get out of where you were. And I think it's that step what people are afraid of, aren't they? Is going from one industry to another, or retraining in something they know nothing about. And that's the scary part.
And also leaving your job. If you're working 9 to 5 in a full-time job, part-time job, whatever, it's scary, because you have that nest egg, you have that comfort where, okay, end of the month, every month you're going to get a salary, it's going to be the same salary, you know what's going where. Whereas if you're in business, gosh, where's my bills going to be paid, you know? I mean, that's what it comes down to. and how am I going to look after my children if you have children? You know, it's that kind of scary thing. So that's why I guess maybe it stops a lot of people.
Definitely, because we've all got our bills to pay. We've got a phone bill, we might got a car, we might have some credit cards. You know, we've all got the bills to pay. So I think that is definitely one reason why people don't start. And I think people think, oh no, that's for somebody else, that's not for me.
Yeah.
When you think about the millionaires, you always think, God, they must have some like secret sauce. They were probably born that way. But I don't actually think that is the case now.
No, it's not. If you want to, you have to have that passion and drive. Somebody said to me, and I absolutely love this quote. Is version. It's one of the boss women ladies. One of the other ladies. They actually said, version 1 is better than version none.
Yeah,
and that is very true. And then when they said it, I sat and I thought about it, and I thought it took a minute to sink in, and I was like, version 1 is better than version none. I said, well, actually, you know what? That's really true. Yeah, because you can rush to have version 1. I mean, I did that in my own business, in my law firm. Like, I had version 1. I had this website, I had this logo. I mean, I look back at it and I was like, oh my God, I have a business card and I have a website and a logo, you know, it's absolutely brilliant. But now, you know, but that was my version 1.
Yeah.
Had I not had that version 1, I would still be sat there in a corporate job in the city.
Yeah.
Doing a 9 till 5. Well, it says it was 9 till 5, but it's more like 7 till 7. You know, but now looking back at that, it's like, oh my God, did I actually even have that as a logo? Like, I feel embarrassed looking at it, but I thought, you know what? But that was how it started. And I guess maybe that's how it is with you as well, where you had your version 1, whereas when you were selling the clothes.
Yeah.
But then, you know, had you not done that version 1 of it,
definitely
sat at work. Yeah.
That's exactly. If I have not even tested buying, I've still got those clothes, by the way.
Okay. What have you done with them?
It's in a box. They were in this room. They're under my bed now. It's like I've still got these clothes, and it tell you what, it reminds me of where I was and where I am now. And if I hadn't bought them clothes, where would I be here now?
We actually may not have met if you hadn't bought those clothes, actually. And that might sound a bit dodgy, but but what I actually mean is that had you not bought those clothes, you wouldn't have started your business.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have then stopped that one and started the other one, gone to that networking event over in Leicester.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't have met you there.
Yeah, I picked you up, remember?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember.
And that's just the beauty, isn't it, of just going out your comfort zone and just turning up at business conferences, network meetings, getting online, talking to people, joining groups, talk, and then eventually you connect up with people. And the amount of women that I've met in business who are all in different industries, I would have never have met them if it wasn't for the power of the internet. I would not.
Exactly. That's so true. Absolutely true. So what were you actually doing before then, Danielle? Because I know you said that you went on holiday to Devon for a couple of weeks, came back, and you sat in that room, you think, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. We've all been there. There are many others listening who are actually going through that. My advice,
I get how you feel. So before my kids, I was like fancy free. I traveled the world for 2 years. I worked on cruise ships. I lived in Cyprus. Yeah, I lived in Caribbean for 6 months. Yeah, I did so much traveling, and that's what I wanted to do. And then after my kid, life just stops. You don't sleep. And I got a job at the NHS, and it was a local community centre. So it was for the physiotherapists, occupational therapists, and nurses. So I was at one of the basics, and it was really local. So for me, having a young baby, it was a 10-minute drive to work. But you know what? I absolutely loved working there. I met some amazing ladies in my group. They were such nice women. And I don't regret that time, but it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me, but at the time it served its purpose. So that's what I did.
Oh gosh, that's a big change though. So also,
NHS.
You were saying before you had your kids, so you were kind of like traveling around and everything. So the analogy I always see, and I don't know if you've seen this over on social media or something, where you have before kids, there's a lady with high heels on, like 5-inch heels. And then during, well, is it during kids or after kids? She's wearing like trainers or flat
Dressing
shoes.
gown. It's true. It's true. Yeah, do you know what? You have to grow up at some time, and that's what kids do to you. And maybe if I'd not had my kids, I might not even be here, because everything you also do is for them. And
Yeah.
I'm always saying to my 8-year-old, who's 8 next month, Mummy will teach you how to run a business. Mummy will teach you how to do social media marketing. He's like, really? It's like, yeah, when you're 10. So I'm installing. I said, you can, because he loves football, you can run your own football business. You could teach other kids. And he's like, really, Mum? So it's like, yeah. So I can pass something on, what I've learned, to my kids, and hopefully they'll want to run their own business.
This is really, really good, and I think this should be taught in schools as well. That's a whole different conversation for another day. But yeah, but it's really important, because you're kind of planting that seed, and you're showing your children that mummy can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be the bog standard 9 to 5, go out, go to work, and you have to ask somebody when to take a day off and when you can go on holiday.
And that's the government education system. That's the system we believe you have to follow, but you don't. But anyway, that's another.
So Danielle, then, just, I mean, going on from that, then, so just tell me about what were the highs and lows that you found in your business then, whilst you were kind of transitioning as well from your.
Yeah, that's a great question, isn't it? Because we definitely have lows, and we shouldn't hide that it's all like unicorns and rainbows all the time. So I would say a low for me was, firstly, managing my time, learning to be a mum, and retraining and knowing, have I made the right choice? That was hard at first. Because I never worked in social media marketing, so I didn't have a clue how to run a business. And so I would say learning social media marketing I did get quite quickly, but running a business I had no idea about. And that's when it didn't really hit me till probably months after I was in the retraining. I didn't know how to run a business, and that was low, because I didn't know where to start. And so I'd say that was probably a low. And then I would say a high is when I finally figured out who I want to serve, who I want to help, and exactly what I'm good at. So when I looked at my skills, and when I use my skills to help other female business owners, that is my high, because I get such a buzz afterwards, and it just sets me off for the day. And when I'm creating content as well, I really love creating reels. They just make me laugh. So that's a high, I would say. And it's just meeting new people and learning stuff all the time and going to business conferences. They're my highs, because I love doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and I can just imagine you there as well. Do you know what I can imagine you, Danielle, on a TED talk?
Really?
Yeah, I can imagine you. We should try and do one together, actually.
Yeah, do you know what? I do prefer audio.
Yeah.
I'm going to be starting my own podcast, and I've joined Clubhouse a few weeks ago, and I love the audio. See, when I've been on the radio, I love just that talking part of it. Instead of standing in front of people, I'll probably get nervous, but talking through a microphone, that could be our next little venture together.
Watch this space. And this is what networking is really good for, collaborations as well. I mean,
collaboration is key.
A lawyer and a social media marketer, exactly.
It is. Collaboration is key.
Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. And I think with your highs and lows, like with your highs, like you're saying that you absolutely love seeing people and women kind of go further when you've taught them what you need to teach them.
Yeah.
And I think I found that with you as well, that you were like your kind of like your energy kind of rubbed off on me when you were training me. Actually, it was absolutely brilliant, because I was like, wow, I was just on a buzz afterwards, for the whole day.
How you can get that through a video.
Yeah, because we were doing Zoom calls, so obviously because we can't meet at the moment, but I mean, it's amazing. Yeah.
having energy is also one of my values, because what I realize is if you don't have energy, and I'm not like blah, 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 like this all the time, but if you can't create that energy, you're not productive, you don't want to do anything, and then you don't complete anything, and then you start in the procrastination. So I just read stuff, and I've attended Tony Robbins events, and so I understand the energy really helps you, focus and get stuff done, basically.
And I think it's quite a lot of it's a lot of mindset work as well, because I know, like, I get in I used to getting a bit of a faff, or because there's so much going, and I know, like, people who are starting a new business or have just started, even people that have been in business for years and years and years, like, there's going to be 100 million things going through your head all at once. And I think it's about what I learned from you, Danielle, and which is priceless, is that I learned to take a step back. I was like, just stop. If I find myself now from the sessions that we had, that if I find myself doing that, going 100 million hours, minutes an hour, I'm like, just stop. I'll often be in the office and I'll be like, right, just stop, Adela, just stop.
And the little things that I teach you, and the little things that I teach you, and I send you, the little things what to do, they really help. 100%. And this is what millionaires and billionaires say. It's 80% mindset and it's 20% strategy. So if you can get your mindset right, I see business owners who have been in business for years, and their brains are still like really, everything's on go and they're so confusing, and you just need to slow that down. And that's what it is all about. Can I just plug a book which is really good called Untethered Soul, which is amazing. So that's really good. Like mind,
Really? What is that, like a mindset book then, or?
He just talks about your mind and the way that we think about things, and how to really control our thoughts, and when we're thinking these things. Michael A. Singer, I don't know him. Not a friend. It's just a really, really good book to read. Yeah.
See, talking about books, actually, about mindset and things, I'm reading one at the moment. I've been reading it for a while. I've nearly finished it. It's called the Chimp Paradox. It's all about the psyche and psychology behind.
Yeah, I love that. I've just bought a Kindle, so I'll download that one. So I've just downloaded Think and Grow Rich. By Napoleon Hill, which is supposed to be very good as well. But no, I'm all into it. You'll have to show me that book, because I'll definitely be into that.
No, I will definitely. So it's a Chimp Paradox, and it's by, I think he's a psychologist, actually, Dr. Stephen, or Professor Stephen Peters, I think his name is.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely brilliant. Because we're talking about the mindset, which will help like new business owners. And if you're thinking of that transition from leaving your job to doing business, it kind of like, it would help you with that.
It's like the bridge, isn't it? It's the bridge, I think, to help you. Yeah, definitely. Mindset is a huge one, and I'm always working on it, and I believe it's so important when running your business, and having a growth mindset as well. I think is really important.
Because you can start your business, but then you could just be stuck there. You could have like these goals, then just be stuck. Whereas what you need to be doing is thinking forward, But I have to say, I'm a lot more productive now anyway, Danielle. You'd be happy to know. I actually get things done.
That's good. See, my teachings work. I'm happy.
It definitely has. Because what I do is on a Monday, I don't tend to do it on a Sunday evening, because Sunday I just like to relax. So on a Monday morning, I'll get up early. I'm an early bird anyway. And I took what you said on board. I'll do my plan for the week. And I'm one of these that I never used to write anything down. So I've started writing it down, my plan for the week. And then I break the plan down to daily tasks that I need to do. And I will only have 3 tasks that I need to do for the day. And if I don't complete all 3, I will try my very best. But if I don't complete all 3, and one takes slightly longer than the other, I'm not gonna, I'll just move it on to the following day, and I know it'll get done.
Perfect. That's it.
And thank you so much for that. So, anybody listening, that's a really good tip from Danielle. So
that's a really good productivity tip. Yeah.
Definitely. Tried and tested.
I do it every day.
So what's your biggest lesson then in business that you've actually had, like in terms of, like you've had your highs, you've had your lows. What is it that you think you've learned, and what would you, that other people could maybe thinking about starting a business, could think, well, actually, you know, maybe I could do something different and learn from this lesson that you've learned in your business?
Yeah, definitely. That's a great question, isn't it? I think there's no such thing as failure. If you try something or a strategy and it's not working, don't worry about it. You grow and you learn from every mistake. I believe that when we make mistakes, we only learn from them. It's not to get into that mindset again of, oh, I've failed, I'm not going to try no more. No, you keep trying and you try something else and you try something else. So I would say I don't look as failure as a negativity. Actually, I look as failure as a good thing, because then you just learn and grow from it. Actually, I love to fail because I think it keeps me on my toes, and it helps me grow a mindset, and I think it becomes stronger. I think one of the things for me as well, we are so reluctant to ask for help, and when we start a business, no, I'll watch all the freebies, I'll download all the free PDFs, I'll watch all the webinars, I'll join all the challenges, I'm going to learn it all from there. No, you can't. They're your lead magnets, and they're there for a reason, because there's more to what that person is giving. One thing for me, hiring a business coach has helped me immensely. And anyone with a business, I think if you're a coach and you don't have a coach, you know, there's something wrong there, because even the really, really big people who are earning 7 figures, they all have coaches. Everyone's got a coach or a mentor, because you just need it. You just need that someone to keep you on the straight and narrow. So for me, I'm about investing, but I didn't invest in someone, bringing someone in to help me, and now it's like the best investment that I've ever done.
Yeah, I've actually heard that quite a lot as well, actually, that even if you're a coach needs a coach. You need that accountability and someone to push you and bounce your ideas off and things like that.
I always use the hashtag coaches need coaches. Always.
I love that.
It's true. And it's not about, oh, well, she needs a coach, you know, there must be something wrong. No, it's not about that. It's about someone holding you accountable, someone to mentor you, and someone to keep you on track with what you're doing. Because again, going back to the mindset, we've got 1,000 things going on, and it's keeping you focused.
Yeah, that's so true. And if you think about it, that coach that's coaching you will also have a coach, and so on and so forth. So
And that's the way it works. That's exactly how it works. So that's what I would say to anyone, because what I see with people just starting out, they will not invest in a coach. They think there's so much information out there, which there is, but there's loads of conflicting information, there's too much advice, there's too much information, like you get confused what to do, and you just need clarity at the end of the day, don't you?
Clarity and a bit of guidance, you know. I mean, that's the best thing. So
clarity and guidance.
that can be a new slogan.
Yeah. So I already use clarity in my wording anyway, but guidance is a good one.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, with the so would that be like the advice that you would give to like people who are going to start up then, is to invest in a coach? Would you say to invest in a coach straight away when someone's starting a business, or what kind of point would you say that they would need one?
You know what I would do? I would do a lot of research. I would go and have a look to see what they're doing, because you need to be the right fit together. Like there might be somebody out there who's making 7 figures. But their coach is going to be probably something very different to maybe someone who's maybe just starting out as a coach, because their values might be different, and the way they train might be different, the way they mentor might be different. So go and do your research, find out like how do they mentor you, like how many times like a month do they mentor you, what results can they get for you, and if you can get on a call with them, that's why we do the discovery calls, so you can see if you're right for each other, because the coach also needs to know about your business. You need to know where you're struggling, you know, where are you now, where do you want to be, have you got the money to invest? They've got to ask questions as well, so it's just seeing if you're a good fit. I wouldn't rush into it. I would say definitely just do your market research and just go and look around, because there's also some really bad coaches out there, and I've been stung, so I know there is some bad coaches out there. So there's a lot of really expensive coaches which give you low value. So just be mindful and do your research.
I guess that's one of the things when you actually start up in business, like you can have like you were saying earlier, like you can go in your profession, but doing your profession, like you retrained and you did the social media marketing things, um, but then running a business and doing that side of things, it's just completely different. Yeah, and I guess even me myself, like, you know, I didn't realize having a, you know, being a lawyer and running a business is two completely different things, and a lot of people don't realize this. But yeah, so the coach thing, yeah, I think, as you said, take your time, find the right fit. It's brilliant advice. Just, you know,
and don't rush into it. Go if you like somebody, go and speak to them. Like, just set up a call with them, and then, you know, with me, I'm like, there's no obligation, just let's have a chat, because you've got to see if you can help them as well. There's no point speaking to someone thinking, oh, I'll just have anyone, because I just don't work with anybody. Like, I have to see if I can really help them, then I will do. But if I feel like I can't, then I can pass them on to somebody. So you've got to see if you get on as well.
And this is the whole power of networking as well, then, actually, as well, isn't it, where you're saying that you can pass them on. If you're not a right fit with that person, or you don't think you can help them the way somebody else can, you can pass them on to someone. So this is the power of networking.
Exactly. You know, definitely, because I know so many social media marketers that if I couldn't help somebody, I would want them to go with somebody who I think they could help them.
So do you think then, in terms of networking, do you think that's really important then when you're starting out? And what do you think is a sort of like value in having a community and networking with people?
I enjoy networking, and I think when you first start out, you feel like that's the only route that you can take, is to network. I'm a bit conflicted with networking. See, I feel like every time you go to a network meeting, everyone's there for the same reason, is it? To try and get business. So I do find it's a little bit inauthentic sometimes, but it's when you find the right network meetings, or if you find the right online groups who you totally feel aligned with. I think that's different, because I've been to so many local ones, and I really, really dislike when you have to stand up in front of everybody and say your pitch. I just find it so uncomfortable. I'd rather be in a room online where it's women who are like-minded, like myself, and we're just chatting. It's not about sell. But I do believe the power of networking is it's definitely there, because we wouldn't have met through networking.
No, exactly.
I think it's finding those right networking communities. I prefer business conferences myself to network things. I just get so much more out of them, and everyone's there. I feel like they're more like-minded, like they're wanting to grow and learn.
I think that's quite important as well, when you said because you said it a few times about people being like-minded. I guess you need to surround yourself, and one of my lessons is that you need to surround yourself with people that are like-minded, because do you find that if there's people around you that are a bit, I don't know, like that don't have the same vision as you, shall I say?
I know what you. If somebody's business is their hobby, I'm not on the same wavelength, because we think completely different, because they're not really about growing. That's just their hobby. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not the kind of person who's going to help me grow. I need to be around women who are wanting to scale. They're wanting to like really grow their brand, and they're wanting to make something of themselves. They want to be learning all the time. They're the kind of women I love to be around. I don't really like to be around MLM groups either, because I feel like that model is not for me. But it's being around like-minded people in business who are wanting to scale, wanting to grow, and have and about self-development and self-improvement. That's what I'm all. Anyone who's probably like me, I suppose.
And there's lots of us out there just like that, which is great. I mean, I guess you need that energy. I think with energy, the energy is so important. And people who are, like you said, have the same values as you, they have the same mindset, they're going to push you to do. I mean, if you have like an off day, I mean, we all have it. We're all human. We have an off day. I had an off day the other day, and I was usually on a Monday, but And I'm just like, oh gosh. But then you have, you just pick up the phone with people that you network with, and you'll have a chat for 5 minutes. Like, you know what? Let me just get on and do what I'm doing. I'm not going to waste my day.
Yeah.
And that's what's really important. Whereas you could ring somebody when you're feeling that way in your business, and you're thinking, and they could be, you can go on this whole downhill spiral, back and forth, and
Yeah.
it's like, well, that's my whole day gone. So
Yeah. If I'm feeling really low, which obviously we all do get it, I don't want someone be, oh, it's okay, tomorrow's, I want someone to be saying, right, so what do you need to do? What's your problem? What are you finding challenging? Okay, why don't you do this or this?
Yeah.
I need that. Or I listen to a lot of Tony Robbins stuff, and I put that on, and that just helps me just, yes.
Yeah.
It helps me
motivational. I mean, there's a lot of this stuff that's motivational, that I think everyone has something different that they kind of like, even music as well, like there's certain songs and music that helps you kind of like get motivated, and right, okay, I'm going to do this, and what have you, and podcasts and talks and things like that as well, which is absolutely brilliant. So
I'll give you one more tip. This is what I do before I join a call or I have a client. I play some really high energy music, and it actually is one of Tony Robbins's playlists. You can find it on Spotify. My kids see me, I dance around in here, but I jump to get my energy levels up.
Wow.
And within 10 minutes my mindset is like from there up to there, because I feel so good. And that is just something everyone can try. And you might look silly. I mean, I'm looking out my window, my arms are going, but I feel amazing afterwards.
So just before you came on then, were you jumping around there?
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you know what? Whatever works. Because
whatever gets through.
I do that. I have a song.
A power song.
I have a power song. It's a Latino song. It was in Fast and Furious, one of those movies, and it was played at the end. And I just love it. Absolutely.
Send it to me.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I definitely will do. And that's my power song. So, on the way to the office, that's me playing that, blasting that in my car, and that's
how does it make you feel? It makes you feel amazing. You go from zero to feeling, I'm going to take over the world.
Exactly.
And that's how you want to walk into your office.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. And it works. So anybody listening, you will all have a song. You will have something that's going to do that. You just need to find it, and that really does help. So yeah. So let me ask you as well then, like, do you think, like, I know we talked about highs and lows, but did you have like a fear, like a really big fear before you started like your business, or even now while you're doing your business in the current climate as well? I mean, do you have any type of fear in your business where you think, oh my gosh, is it going to happen, or what do I need to do? Do I need to adapt to what's going on with this whole pandemic? Or
that's fear has been installed more greatly in the last year than any other time. I think fear is one of the biggest emotions which takes over us, and a lot of people definitely suffer with fear, and they usually hide fear on top with other emotions. See, I've read a lot about this. Fear is one of the emotions I read a lot on, and how to overcome it. So definitely. One of my fears was that no one would buy from me. And like I said, I had the imposter syndrome, but I had to do a lot of mindset work and a lot of reading, and really understand the word fear and why we feel the fear, and to get over the fear. So my mantra actually is embrace fear.
Yeah.
And that's my actual mantra from this year. I'm like, just embrace fear, stand fear front on, because it's just an emotion and you can overcome that emotion. So, and I think how I overcame this fear is that I crafted my skill well. I listen, I watch, and I do lots of market research. I did that from the beginning. I still do that now. And maybe during COVID, because I'm looking after my kids, I haven't been that present on social, but I've been watching and listening still.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so important, is to always watch and listen and do market research all of the time. But I also have my downtime as well, because I know that's really important. I have time off from my phone. I definitely have a digital detox, and I really like to walk my dog. So getting out in the fresh air That helps me clear my head, helps me think things through properly. You know, I love spending time with my kids. I love reading a book. I love watching Netflix. I'm just a normal woman, but I just understand now some little habits, what I've had to install in my life just to make me work better and just make my mind feel better as well. So I think it's about taking a step back, having a look at your business model. And I really thought deeply about the kind of people that I wanted to work with. And so I just, like I said, I read books, I learn from others, I change strategies. And if something isn't working, I don't get too upset by it and I try something new.
Yeah. Which is the way forward. You just have to adapt, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. You have to adapt. You can't sit there and, oh, it's COVID, this is not happening. You've got to just get on with it and just be like around like-minded like-minded people, women in business. Yeah.
So do you know, so the ultimate question, Danielle, you are a social media marketer. How do you try and stand out from other people that are doing a similar thing to you? How do you stand out from the crowd? What is it that you're doing that makes you different?
Okay, this is like the secret sauce, isn't it? I'm going to reveal something here. Are you ready?
Well, drum roll.
It's really simple.
Yeah.
And I really encourage every business owner to do this. It's just to be yourself. It's really that simple. And if you're quite a shy person, don't worry about it, because you'll find those people, and some people like to be around shy people, but it is being yourself. Like, be your personal brand, write down what your values are and stick by your values. But I do believe just being yourself, because we can always pick up on someone who's not being true to who they are, and you feel like you need to be this person online, but you don't. And I think if you can keep up with current trends, if you can have your grid with like nice design content, which is going to be like pleasing to the eye, and people want to know who you are, so talk on video, talk on live, talk in your stories, just so people know what the sound of your voice is like, and try and connect with them. That's what I would definitely say. And there's no quick fix. Like, it takes time. So just be consistent and just keep building connections, and just think, oh God, nothing's worked this week. But social media is like the long haul game, isn't it? There's no short fix.
Yeah, it is. It takes. Well, you'll know better than me, but now I know because you've given me your hints and tips from before. So yeah, it does take time, but you just need to be patient, I guess. But that's really, really good. A good way of doing it. And a lot of these interviews that I've done, and a lot of people that I speak to, I ask that question quite often.
Yeah.
And they all say, "Be yourself."
They're really.
Yeah, it's very interesting, very interesting. But it's because you want to come across as genuine. You want to be genuine. People buy from people, as they say in business. Somebody could have a product that you wouldn't think twice about, you wouldn't look twice about, look twice at, but that person being so genuine is just going to kind of, I don't know, it just makes a difference. I think personally for me, yeah, it does make a difference as well.
Yeah, it does. That's interesting that everybody said be yourself. I think a lot of times you see people are not being themselves because they feel like they have to behave a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, just be
yourself.
Yeah, and the rest will follow.
That's it. And it's interesting. I just want to go back to before. I'm going to ask you about your 3 top tips in a minute. But I want to just go back to what you said about the kind of psychology behind things, where I think they say that it's like you're saying that you have a habit, or you get into a routine where you do certain things in the day, and that's kind of like normal for you now.
Yeah.
I think they say, I've read it somewhere where it says it takes 21 days to form a habit.
Yeah.
So if you do, like, you get up in the morning, you do your meditation and, listen to affirmations and things like that. If you do it for 21 days, yeah, it may be difficult, but after that 21 days, it's going to just become a habit. It's going to be normal for you, isn't it? I think that, yeah. Is that how it is for you then? Like when you started?
I just tested it out. I thought, do you know what? Let me just try the affirmation. I'm going to listen to it. And there's something that I listen to every single day, but I did it for 21 days just to see the difference. And sometimes I'd listen to it at lunchtime, and I guarantee after I do it actually now, so I go way past the 21 days. And what I found was that after the 3 weeks, say if I was just going for a walk, I was doing something with the kids, these affirmations were coming in my head.
Oh, okay.
And so I was thinking about these affirmations like, I am strong, I am confident, I am fearless. And subconsciously, your brain takes all this in, and then you start to think that way. So what is the saying? It's you become what you think. So
That's
if you
it.
start thinking, I can't do this, I can't. But if you keep saying, I am this, it definitely does work. I introduced somebody last week to it. Some lady was saying she was feeling really frustrated. So I sent her the link, and she said she's never listened to affirmations before. So I'm going to check to see if she's been doing it. But every morning I listen to that more before I do when I get out the shower. Or sometimes I listen to it at lunchtime when I just need that boost. Just someone. My kids are like, what is that, Mum? But my 5-year-old sits in the room with me, and I know subconsciously it's going in his head.
Which is good, because it will give you that confidence and these things. And I mean, I guess it's like, is it the law of attraction where they say, you that quote that you said, that you are what you think, or
you become what you think, which is true, isn't it? Another big one I've had to learn as well is to be grateful. So really be thankful for the smallest things. And I do a gratitude little ritual as such, but it's just my daily routine. And you know what, it's 30 minutes out my day. Sometimes I do 50 minutes in the morning, sometimes I do the other 15 minutes a bit later on. But if you can't take 15 minutes and another 50 minutes for yourself every day, then you're not going to be able to, it's just going to affect your mindset and make an impact. So you've got to take time for you every single day. Doesn't matter like what it is. You've got, for me, the mornings, because I like to set the tone for the day. I like to do these affirmations, do my gratitude little ritually thing, then do my power song, then
dance around.
Then I'm ready. Yeah, no, it's true. I do believe it's, and I never used to do that in the beginning, but now I do, and it makes such a big difference.
Excellent. It's good to know that, though, because people might hear about these things about gratitude and affirmations and things, and they might think it's a bit woo woo, or or I feel a bit bizarre doing it. But I mean, I actually used to think like that.
Same here.
But it actually does work. It's been tried. We've both tried and tested it, and it actually does work.
I'm not 100% this into the. I do believe in it, but I'm not this whole hippie or or woo woo person. But I do believe it does work 100%. And that, I think that is the actually one of the secrets of becoming rich in life, not just rich money, but rich within yourself. And when you have gratitude, you just think differently.
I love that what you just said about being rich, not just in money but in yourself. I mean, that's such a good phrase, that is, and it's so true.
It is. Because we've got to be things I'm thankful for is having a roof over my head, having a fridge. Most of the population doesn't have a fridge. Having heating, but my heating broke this week.
Heating that works and hot water.
But thankful that I live so close to a park, like an amazing park. Thankful, like my dog. It's just the little things that when you really hone in on them small things, that for me is the riches in life. And meeting people like you and meeting like my friends who I really connect with, that's the riches for me.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So what would be your, like, out of all of sort of like in life in general, in business, in life, what would be your top 3 tips for anybody listening today who's thinking about, should I not leave my job and start a business, or or they've just started a business and they're thinking, having the whole imposter syndrome kind of thing. I mean, just generally, what would your top 3 tips be to anybody?
Okay, so if we're saying top 3 tips for that, I would say you need to set your foundations in. You need to know exactly who your niche is. So you need to understand who you're selling to. You need to know what your brand values are. You need to know who you are as a personal brand first, and understand social media foundation. So you need to understand those things before you go and find whichever clients you want to work with. Because if you don't have those foundations in place, you're going to 12 months time, you're going to be like, I don't know who I'm selling to. I don't know what my content is I'm putting out. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm not attracting the right people. I'm just attracting this kind of person. I want to be attracting this kind of person. So it's about who you're attracting. So it's about honestly setting those foundations in first, which is the one biggest thing I see businesses don't have in place, is knowing who they want to work with, who they want to help, what is their personal brand, what is their values. And I want to add some of the 3 tips on. I know we've gone into it, but I definitely say listen to affirmations, and I really do believe collaborating to reach to different audiences, and work on your growth mindset, and be kind to yourself. I know that's way more than 3, but it's really hard to narrow 3 down.
The more the merrier. Keep them going.
Yeah, it's really, really hard, but set those foundations in from the beginning. Don't just think you can watch all the challenges, the webinars, download all the freebies, and that's going to help you, because it may get you a little bit somewhere, but to fully scale, there's got to be other things in place first.
Yeah, excellent. Brilliant tips, and which you can use in business and in life.
Yeah, business and in life.
Brilliant. Exactly. Thank you so much, Danielle. I was loved having you here. It's been absolutely amazing. You are 1 in a million. I have to say, you're such an amazing person. Carry on doing what you're doing. That's all I can say. And and just keep giving what you're giving, because it's absolutely amazing, and it works. It really does work. So
Thank you so much. I feel so blessed to have met you, and I love what you ladies are doing. So yeah, keep that up as well.
Thank you. That's very kind. Thanks a lot. See you later. Have a good day. Bye. Bye.